Hi, it's Dan Harmon. If you're like me, you're a big fan of Harmontown, the podcast, and you wish that you didn't have to wait so long for it to drop after we record it. But here's the thing. Jeff Spencer, take it.
You do not have to wait.
You can not only hear it right after it happens, you can watch it too in delicious, deluxe, high-definition multicam on your browser or your mobile phone.
We do edit some stuff out sometimes. Like, I'll say something so incredibly racist that we will catch it right before it drops as a podcast.
But you get to watch Dan right before the sedition hearing when he talks shit about Trump again.
Right.
Sometimes we have really famous guests, but we just cut it out of the podcast entirely.
Because it turns out they're pedophiles.
Sometimes Spencer's never wearing a shirt.
Most of the time. We put that in post.
Not to mention all the times you always hear people laughing at something that doesn't sound funny because someone is making a funny face or wearing a funny shirt.
Yeah, for $5 you get to watch all that stuff. You can see the weirdos sitting down, like getting nervous on camera. There's like one camera that's just right up someone's nose, and they're always picking their nose and stuff like that. That's good.
As if that wasn't enough, here's some political incentive. We will match your new subscription to the Harmontown live feed up until April 15th. The day of the big tax march. We'll match it with a donation to the ACLU,
which stands for a clue, which is what you should get.
And I know that's triggering your thought of going, doesn't the ACLU now have $800 million? Because, but here's the thing. ACLU money is like toilet paper money. It never expires.
But if political encouragement weren't enough, some apolitical encouragement is if you sign up, you get access to a year and a half of our back catalog of video episodes, including a tour in Australia and Harmon Country, as well as audio downloads on the night of the record, on just minutes after it airs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you been listening to Harmontown for free after Wednesday and thought, I would really want to know what that guy looks like or what she looks like, or I want to see exactly how uncomfortable the audience is when Adam Goldberg is on stage. Mm-hmm. Now, for $5 a month, you get to see it as well as hear it. You can almost taste the Harmontown. Go to harmontown.com/live for your subscription to watch us as well as hear us. It really, really is a taste treat. Dan gave me little eyebrows.
I was like, holy shit, that guy just hit the bullseye. It really is a taste treat.
Hey guys, Sklar Brothers here with Dan Van Kirk, and we've got
Matt Walsh
from Veep. He is on Dumb People Town this week, and the riffing is fantastic. Tune in, check it out, enjoy it. If you've ever asked yourself, how much Taco Bell can I get for a blowjob? We answer that question.
Or how much a blowjob will get you in Taco Bell.
In Taco Bell, that's the answer.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out.
Yeah.
On this week's Dumb People.
Surprising answer too, by the way.
Very surprising.
Very surprising.
Also, Christiana Amanpour. Kidding, she's not on the show.
Feral Audio. Oh, suitcase, clean getaway. I'm the one who takes the blame again. New day, but the same line.
Oh boy, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, shut up. From Hollywood, California, Meltdown Theater, whatever the fuck, Harmontown is now in session. Thank you. You're too kind. Now, please keep the energy going. Help me introduce to the stage the mayor of Harmontown, Mr. Dan Harmon.
Thank you. Very kind. Guest comptroller Spencer Crittenden. Everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Very
Sorry for
kind.
the delay. It's my fault. I don't know. There might be a word for this. It's a Uber thing. Like I filled out the Uber thing, but I didn't hit the request button. I put it back in my pocket. I hate to advertise for Uber, but it's become such a big part of my life, and it's so convenient that I didn't notice that I didn't do it all the way and so I just and then I looked at 7:45. It was like I pulled out the phone and it was like, yeah, anytime you want to say that you want someone to start thinking about picking you up, it's fine. And I was like, Harmon, Not a good way to start the show.
Oh.
Especially when you're going to start it late. You don't come out with the dumb, boring story of why you're late. Don't do that.
Carelessness.
Crowd will turn on you. They'll turn on you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Said he loved me. Choking. Why are we ashamed to do it? We've talked about that. Why you start choking on food? Your first instinct. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this restaurant. People are gonna see me choking.
When did we talk about this?
I just imagine we did because it's like it seems like we would have.
It is embarrassing to choke because you're saying, look at me failing at the only thing we're designed to do as humans.
That was Cody's theory, but I wanted to add to that. I think it's also like our throats are reverse buttholes. Like they're private to us. Like it's glottal and gooey. It's like that's the threshold before we consider this to be stinky, gross factory of violence and everything we're ashamed of. Like on a deep level, like we have body shame. Like we all worry about. I mean, there's a couple of us that don't worry about it, but like getting our clothes suddenly ripped off and our body being laid bare. But we think about that as being shame, but we don't even have a word for the level of shame we have about our actual intestines. Like Saving Private Ryan, when the people are walking around and they're like, "Oh God," and they're like, "I'm so embarrassed about this," because they don't feel the pain yet. Like the pain is not an issue. They're right then. They're feeling like they're like, my arm is off, and it's like they're going like, I look like a dick to myself. Like no one else is going, what a dick, but it's what we feel. And so when you're choking, I mean, I swear to God.
Do you think there's something about sphincters that make us shameful, like inherently?
Wait, about what?
Sphincters.
Oh, sphincters.
You're saying we're embarrassed of our throat buttholes.
Yeah, I think that if you present a human being or any biological organism with an image of a thing that has a sphincter on it, which is a spot where it's a spot in a membrane or a case where things come to an elastic but snug, airtight. I'm defining
it sure
the
is,
term.
Dan.
I think we side with everything inside the sphincter, but we also we are ashamed of it. Like like the inside of anything that's sealed off from the outside world represents us shamefully.
When push comes to shove, we side with the sphincter.
Yeah, we side. Well, the sphincter's a threshold. We side with the dark side of the sphincter.
Right.
With all the shit, sir. Yes. Jesus, this audience. All right. So Andy Dick is rescheduled.
Yeah.
And I only mention it because of the appropriateness of it. He and Dino will be back on September 11th. And I think it's okay to say this, but I don't even know which week, so you'll just have to keep coming to the show. We got some of those Duffer brothers coming to the.
Yeah.
But we only got. A lot of people don't know this. There's 9 Duff brothers. There's 3 Duffer. The 3 of the Duffer ones of the 9 are the ones that make the show that you like. But there's 2 Duffest brothers that they're so Duff they don't even work in entertainment. Like they're just relaxing. Those are the people you want on your show. But we got some Duffer brothers. There's weed oil lube. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can put on your. I guess you can put it on your privates and. All right. We'll just talk about Trump all night, I guess. Who ironically hates children.
Yeah.
He hates children. All right. Well, and so Obama. He's going to visit the flood zone.
Oh shit! Didn't they tell him not to?
Until Tuesday.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Is it kind of funny when you're the president? You have to visit the disasters. It's kind of it's. I realize what would happen if you didn't, and sometimes they don't. But it's funny. Just the idea of being a president and visiting a disaster is funny.
It's hilarious.
Because it's like, because you like show he's, I mean, you know, we need, no, you know, what's he gonna do? He's just like, yep. I mean, I understand it's a symbolic thing. It's like, it's you do you want it to happen, but it is also still funny from a logical perspective. It's like, it's very silly. He's just like, here he is. It's like, here it is. So all the water, came from where it was to where it shouldn't be.
He gets off the plane and is like, whoa.
Yeah. That's fucked up. You guys are fucked up.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And then he'll make a speech and he'll go, I talked to Carl, whose house was inundated with water. And Carl will be like, thank you for mentioning it. This is like, you can't make those up at a flood speech.
No.
You gotta he's doing research. He's gonna get the personal stories. Hello? Did you get flooded? Yes, Mr. President. Okay.
Great.
What's your name? Tara. Tara. Yep. Okay. Flooding for you was bad? Yes. You owned a lot of dry things? Yes. 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 Give me the high sign when our first guests get here. Just so I know, because I'll bring them up. Like,
it's a good idea.
Cool. Oh, Spencer, I'm interpreting that as you thinking the show is going poorly.
Oh, it is. It's terrible.
Okay.
It's going to be a bad show.
It's good to be on the same page. Sorry, guys. I'm going to face over here for the next 5 minutes. Okay. But then, okay. Will you just at least just come? Can she sit up here at least?
That's weirder, isn't it?
That's why I follow the weirdness.
Let's make children uncomfortable. See, this is bad, right? We're having a fun time.
Do you want to hold the microphone? It makes your voice real loud. She knows that. Do you want to tell us your name? It can be
My name's Madeline.
Madeline? Is it Marilyn or Madeline? Madeline. What you were gonna say? You were gonna say something? It's okay. I've been uncomfortable for 43 years. It's not gonna stop. She was telling you something. Do you know what she wanted you to?
She was saying her name.
It's true. She was.
The thing that she was answering was her name.
Yeah. Madeline, I guess you're probably sick of answering this question, but how old are you?
4.
4? You get that all the time, right? That's where the interview stops. Like if another person asks how old I am, I'm gonna smash. I can't even do any bits of.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Madeline, so 4 years. So you were born like when I weighed 5 less pounds. Nothing has really happened in my life in the last 4 years, but for you, it's been a real roller coaster ride. You don't have prenatal memories, do you? Do you know what? Do you have any idea? Do you remember your birth at all? No. It's probably traumatic. I think
This is probably traumatic.
I'm sure. I think being born probably makes Vietnam look like Jamboree.
We're on vacation, so.
Oh, really?
I had to bring her here.
So it's a family vacation. Okay.
Just me and her.
So you're saying, but I want you to let these people know at home. You're saying I don't have to filter my show through 4-year-old ears.
No, go for it.
Okay.
It's your show.
All right. Madeline, do you have anything that you're super into, like trains or polar bears or dinosaurs or? I mean, you don't have to pick a thing. I don't want to limit you.
My Little Pony.
Like, I'm not going to pigeonhole you, but like maybe a Frozen character.
Rick.
Oh, she loves Rick. Rick is her Elsa. It's a new generation. So do your parents do you admire them? Or do you ever think like these guys, they don't know what they're talking about? I asked them who invented peanut butter and jelly, and they said they didn't know. Yeah. Yeah. Is the world a happy place? Is it, by and large, is it stress free, or is it a stressful place? Like when you wake up in the morning, are you stressed out? Do you feel anxiety? Do you know what anxiety is?
I'm sure.
No. Must be nice. Do you get dressed by yourself, or do you still get dressed? Does everybody need to help you put your dress?
I can do it myself.
That's great. That's great. Are you going to school yet? Do you?
I only go to Flamingo.
You only go to flamenco?
She takes flamenco classes.
Flamenco. She only goes to flamenco class.
She's starting school when we get back, but
you don't know. That's a dance. You don't know any steps yet, do you? You just started. You don't want to show us a flamenco dance? That's all right. It's privacy is a scarce thing in this post-millennial age. You're part of the new generation that's going to like crave silence and bicycles.
she actually has her own YouTube channel. That's why she passed 1,000 subscribers.
Well, we should plug it probably. What's the YouTube channel? Can we go there?
Do you want to say it? Do you want to do the intro for the episode? I'm Daddy. I show my daughter trailers.
All right. Well, we won't go there and freak you out. You can keep practicing, and you can come back on the show and let us know when you're ready to share your flamenco with the public. All right, Madeline, you want to go back and silently wonder what is happening on this? Oh, she doesn't. Okay, well, stick around. All right, fine. Do you think, I'm really setting myself up for this, do you think the show is going okay so far? Thank you. Didn't matter. Oh my God. Okay, so do we have looks like we have okay, let's bring out our old friends Cameron and Rhea. Cameron Esposito and Rhea Butcher.
It's just me right now, Dan. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's just me right now. I'm so sorry, you guys. I know that. Thank you. I know that people are either fans of Cameron or fans of me. So the people who are only fans of Cameron, I apologize.
Oh man.
Well, that means I'm gonna come over there.
Great. Dan's coming over here. I gotta move my chapstick and my shit. Sorry. I have to take my chapstick out of my pocket because these jeans are tight. So, hello, Dan.
All right. Well, so you guys have a heart out.
Hello.
We have this is Madeline. Madeline, this
Hi,
is
Madeline.
Rhea.
Nice to meet you. Oh, you don't know what this is. I get it.
She's 4.
Right. Yeah.
But she has a YouTube channel and she does flamenco. She's taking flamenco lessons.
Amazing.
That's all I know about her. She's probably a Republican.
She's
we don't
got
know.
great shoes. I love your shoes. Fantastic shoes. Great. She's adorable.
Okay, so what you the Take My Wife? I just
Yes.
I just watched it on CSUN.
Oh, thank you, Dan.
It's Cameron and Rhea, and it's you guys are it's very nuanced and touching, and it's I like it's and it's also shot really well. And,
Oh, thank you.
And I like the like there's a lot of text, and tweeting, like digital stuff, like that's been a challenge for all of us, like getting that into our narratives on screen. How much of it do you do without feeling like bye birdie bubbles? And,
absolutely.
But it works really well.
Oh, thank you very much,
Cameron. Throughout it works as like a Greek chorus. Is what things
a Greek
like Twitter
chorus
become.
Of trolls.
Yeah, because Cameron throughout the thing is like just like checking in, and it just says like you're like we get it, you're gay.
Yep. Do you know what's funny about that, Dan? And she'll probably tell this exact same story, so pretend like I didn't tell it when she gets here. Is that when we were filming that part of that episode, her an episode of her appearance on Comedy Bang Bang came out while we were filming it, and she got those exact responses on Twitter in actual real life.
Right. Even though she had previously written them as kind of an amalgam of what she had already gotten.
Of everything that had already it had already happened before, but that day it happened again. So it was perfect. We were like, yeah, this episode's accurate.
Yeah,
not stretching.
I mean, it is like, if there's any subversion to it, its subversion is simply in the fact that it's just a nice single camera sitcom, and it's not necessarily driven by any kind of us versus them energy, in spite of the fact that, wait for it, these are two women and they're married. All right, just calm down. Will you calm down?
I didn't know about that part.
I'm not done watching the whole thing. Maybe there's a mask involved at the end. It would certainly make me more comfortable.
Dan, there's a snow globe at the end.
But it's not. The world is absurd, but it's not absurdly like. It's not like everyone doesn't understand, and you know what I mean. Like it's not like there's a world of straw dogs, which like. It's just the pretty much normal world, but there's a little bit of mystical realism, just like a touch to it. I really like the tone, and I don't like it's not a spoiler-driven thing, but like because it's just the story. The first episode is the story of you overcoming your fear of committing to this job so much that you would actually quit your real job. And meanwhile, while she's like having these like struggles with whether or not she wants to be a comic that mentions you on stage ever. And then she's like the triumphant return threshold moment is her like turning sideways to the wings and and talking to you instead of the audience, and it's really nice moment. It's not overly cloying or anything. I don't know why you don't need my approval.
No, Dan, actually I do. I don't know if you. Yeah. This is like the best moment of my life right here.
I don't know if it's that or I'm like I watched it. But it is cool. I like it's great. Congratulations and
thank you so much.
And CISO is obviously we're all in the same boat here.
Yeah. I got to be a female sword.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, your episode of the Watch HarmonQuest Ria's episode.
Yeah.
The most amazing wordplay ever in the history, but it's not because the guy's name is Synax, but he gets his snout cut off, and Rhea goes Synax infection.
I think
it was like in real time.
No, that's Synax infection.
Yeah. That's the thing from the show.
It's from the show.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Oh man, that was great.
I do know Spencer. Hey Spencer.
Good. How are you doing? I have a question about Take My Wife. Can I ask a question about
Please.
Take My Wife? How did you decide your characterizations of a married couple? Because obviously you could do, it's just going to be us, but then maybe you want to make things more arch, but then also you might have been like, well, let's write these characters and they'll be based on us, but they'll be characters for the point of plots and stuff. And then obviously, you're being a married couple on television, so that comes into play too. So I'm wondering, like, what was your thinking there?
Well, I mean, the way we wrote it was we wrote all the basically that season is all stuff that happened, and then some of it is fictionalized so that people aren't like, hey, that was me, so like it's all, some people are like amalgams of experiences and stuff like that, but it's I think Cameron calls it like I don't even like fictionally autobiographical or something
hagiographic.
Everything actually happened. So I mean the thing about the show is it's kind of the lead up to us being married, so we're not married yet, and it's really us figuring ourselves out within a relationship. And I mean, we just sort of wrote out all the stories that we wanted to cover, and in doing that we sort of found the characters of Cameron and Rhea there. So it wasn't ever anything where we're like, okay, well this Rhea's gonna be this and Cameron's gonna be this. It just sort of organically happened through putting all that stuff out there. And
I just didn't have this conversation, but this thing came up because I didn't know what to think about it. But a person I know is finishing a pilot, and I'm a character in it. It's like It's like these days. I mean, it's like there's a confessional kind of mandate. The golden age of TV or post golden age sacking of TV, whatever's going on right now. It's kind of like incumbent upon people for our audiences of a maximum of 1 million people that it actually does need to be a little bit. What needs to be passionate, it needs to be personal, it needs to be sincere. That doesn't automatically mean it needs to be autobiographical, but then again, it's like kind of the easiest thing to do right now, and TV's never been about fighting like and struggling and in terms of the idea. So the easiest thing to do right now is to go, this is me, this is like my world, and this is that's been a main staple of TV anyway. This has been going through the Carsey Werner filter of like, oh, your stand-up says you like to use tools, here's your fictional wife, here's your set, that's your thing. But so we're still at the core, the demand is for in television is for real people.
Yeah,
why did you just explain that, Dan?
I would just be like a jacket saleswoman or something, you know what I mean?
But the funny thing is the person knows that, because so I'm a character in this person's script. And it's important that I'm 43. It's important that I'm at a kind of a more comfortable place in my career than this person is. There's so many details about me, it being me that are important to to the situation this person is in, that it's kind of dumb to go through it and go make it Flan Farman but the thing is, then there's a shot where the person is looking at a wall of my house, and there's like a community poster and all the things. There's like just the things, like Community and whatever else I've done. There's an Emmy, I guess. I don't know. It's for the Oscars. Hugh Jackman hosted. Won an Emmy for writing the Oscars. I try not to bring it up, but
that was very difficult.
But I was like, I read the thing and I was like, oh, you should change like Community to like crazy community college show. Like and I don't know what it was. I just think that's an interesting concept when we're doing these like weird, like meta things. Like, what is the rule there? It's kind of like why you asked the question, right? Like, what do you?
We were in great minds, obviously, and also I don't think great care was taken in our characterizations beforehand. They just kind of grew out of the storyline. So I was just curious. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just interesting because it's like you start with a dynamic, like so it's like, oh, it was important is that you were working for me, and everything kind of bloomed out of that.
Yeah.
So you get me as like this weird Jack Donaghy to your Liz Lemon. But it's funny. But boy, writing about myself is fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Madeline, don't you think it's fascinating? Yeah.
No.
Well, that was
a solid no on that one.
That makes it when she lets you know things are going good, you feel it.
Oh yeah,
because she hasn't developed a moral conscience yet.
Yeah, man,
she won't
she doesn't
lie.
even know what a handshake is.
No, she has no reason.
No bullshit filter.
She will not blow smoke up your ass.
Not at all.
She's like, I liked it. I didn't like it. You know. I mean, it's like there's certain demographic things that make me go like, well, who cares? It's like you're not, so like, I'm not going to do a show about the times tables. I don't care. I don't care what these people find entertaining. I have to express myself.
Absolutely.
So, anyways, do you guys hear about these itsy bitsy spiders?
She's doing it.
There's
She's doing it with her fingers. She's doing it.
Well, now I want one. If they're gonna
$20
do that,
Dan. $20.
Yeah, $20. Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Well. Oh. Hey.
We could. Yeah. Let's do that.
Alakazam, summon my wife, Cameron Esposito.
Your wife.
She's here.
Here, you check this one.
Hey.
Hi. Hello, the audience.
This is Madeline.
Hey, Madeline.
This is Madeline. Yeah.
She was just doing a real cool itsy bitsy spider a second ago.
You know what? I saw it, and you are legit very good at that.
It was my idea. It's my idea. I brought it.
Yeah.
Came up with it. I didn't create it, but
Story by.
I adapted it.
Definitely like a story by.
A story by for sure.
Have you ever gone on a bear hunt, Madeline? Like yeah, because you haven't been. They don't do it. They don't do that stuff in flamenco school. They're like, you warm up. This isn't kindergarten. Start flamenking.
What if she had though, Dan? What if she had?
What if she had
gone
gone
on an
on
actual bear hunt? It was like,
a
yeah.
real one?
Yeah.
Oh no, but I was talking about the.
I probably missed it.
You
sorry.
guys never like in kindergarten or nursery school like there was like this. I don't know. There was this
I don't
thing.
think they still do this.
The kids would go. No, you think
Because
the
of danger?
internet replaced this?
Well, this was before my time, I think.
I mean,
this seems
they would just
very
go like this. So
problematic.
The teacher would go, "We're going on a bear hunt, bear hunt, bear hunt." I don't know if there was like a chant to it or not, but they would. There was a lot of call and response, and so the kids would all go like this, and then they go like, "Oh, we're gonna go across the stream. There's a stream."
That's true.
Yeah, well,
Isn't everything?
I mean, everything's an exercise in conformity,
Especially
for sure,
in
yeah.
public school.
Keep in mind, sir, a bear gets hunted and becomes the hunter. Not to spoil it, but
Now
you
that's
go
a
on the whole
twist.
bear hunt and you see the bear, and the bear comes after you, and you run and you do all the other stuff. I think it's more an exercise in like story structure because it's like makes you go backward and forward through a thing. You take note of the things you do while you get to the bear. You meet with the goddess of seeing the bear. You atone with the father of realizing the bear found you. You charge back across the return threshold, and you go home having changed into a kid that didn't set fire to the gymnasium. It's definitely storytelling's primary function is to keep young people from burning down whatever White Houses are in the vicinity.
Absolutely.
Ideally directing your energy towards a cultural other. Like that's what Campbell says. Like especially like adolescent boys need to be like told the reason why you not only think you could destroy everything right now, but probably could, is because of a great thunder god that the neighbors really don't want you to achieve. So hate them and go to math class and register for selective service. It's the draft, Madeline. If you get drafted, it'll be against cool space bugs. You're gonna get a jetpack when you get drafted. It's all right. It's okay. Look, this is gonna happen. It's live podcasting. There's gonna be contention.
Whoa.
Oh no.
We don't have security here, by the way.
Yeah.
We have like a kid that works in the Alan Moore section. That's just. He's scary, but he doesn't do anything.
Usually he just watches The Watchmen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who does it.
I don't know.
That's who does that.
He watches The Watchmen, and in typical Alan Moore fashion, he doesn't really enjoy it very much. No. It's like, this could have been better. All right, Madeline's. She's.
Usually Dan's the one who gets belligerent.
Now she's warmed up.
So, Madeline. All right, what's the scariest thing? I'm asking not just because I want to scare a child. I have other guests coming soon that and there's a fear of a theme of fear. So I'm just wondering, is there something that scares you? Like I'll tell you, spiders scare me a lot, and clowns, and I guess like leaving the house. Getting into a shower and not knowing that the water is going to get like really hot after I get into it.
I like this person who's trying to put words in a child's mouth.
Yeah.
Is that the same person who was like, conformity! Failure! I do whatever! Listen, kids, say failure.
It's Donald Trump's political advisor.
Yeah.
I saw a thing on a TV ad, and the volume was down, so I don't even know. And it's kind of cool to not know whether this was a Democratic ad or like a splinter Republican ad. But it was just like I just saw a bunch of images of Donald Trump, and then it was a negative ad, and it said like Donald Trump dangerous. And I was like, I liked the fact that I didn't know. That could have been like some weird like group of like Republicans that was like not weird, like I guess more normal than the rest. Like going like, but I like that. I like this. It made me happy because I feel like if we can admit that we don't like a guy because dangerous, like that's actually there's a little like lobe in my head that goes like, wait, he should be dangerous. And then I go, wait a minute, no, we want to be comfortable and we need to admit that more. We need to be less hyperbolic about our politics and more like practical and go like, look at this guy. He's a turd. Like, that's scary. Vote for not scary. Like you always do anyway, except you pat yourself on the back afterwards and put on a cape and say, I did something heroic today by voting for comfort. Like, I think it, like we're
right. There's like good dangerous and bad dangerous. Like when people talk about Hillary, and I know people here are going to be shocked to find out that I like her. When people talk about Hillary, they talk about her being dangerous, but it's people will be like, because she's done like backdoor deals with everybody, and she's probably responsible for a lot of murders, and she has single-handedly met and done and I'm like, yeah, sounds like a president. Like, sounds like a person that runs this country since the first time that somebody was like, you should run this country.
Hey,
George Washington.
Hey, old wooden tooth.
Yeah.
Hey, run this thing.
You own people. Do you want to run this place? I mean, like, that's... But then it's funny because now... I feel like that's, like, dangerous in the way that our country has always... That's us. I'm not saying we're great. We have a lot of stuff we can improve on, but that's definitely us. Like, that's for sure us. We're terrible. We're the worst. We don't own this place. We stole this place. This belongs to Meltdown. No, like, we don't own this. We stole this place. We've always been dangerous. Then he is dangerous in relief to that because his thing is like, I'll blow it up.
Right.
Like, I'll blow you up.
Why wouldn't I use the nuclear weapons?
Yeah, why can't I?
Why can't I?
We got them.
They've just been
We
sitting
spent a
there.
lot of money.
I mean, we got the damn things.
Yeah,
Says
I mean,
who?
it is a time in which we've, I shamefully find myself just craving status quo, which I have on a level that I never have, because it's like you're looking down the gaping maw of actual historical, like, things where you go like, oh, this is, as I've said, and I really, again, unashamed, like, it's fine. Hitler comparisons are fine. The earlier, the better. That's the point of them. Hitler, the healthy version of a Hitler comparison is the earliest one in the world, the most premature one. Imagine if the Hitler comparison had happened early on in Hitler's career. If someone had gone, this guy's Hitler, then I don't know.
Well, there's also like two different types of dangerous. There's like Hitler dangerous, and then there's also like if you think about a spy.
Oh shit! Madeline came down.
She said it.
Sorry, she said like 3 minutes ago, I want to talk now. I was like, you can talk if you want to, and then...
All right, Madeline, let's hear it.
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is women are the future, clearly.
What were you going to say, Madeline? Oh, you just said it? You just said blah, blah, blah.
That's true.
You just... I mean, I can't tell. You're 4, so I don't know if that's mocking us or if that's actually like half of what you know how to say.
There it is.
Oh, no, it's mocking us.
I feel like for the podcast, she's going to sound even younger, like an actual baby was up here.
Well, maybe that will be next week.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Madeline, I heard that you are a fart head.
Oh, boy.
I don't know that this is healthy.
It's actually okay.
There are adult men mouth agape at that. I looked at this dude specifically, and he went like...
It's actually right...
Toots fired.
It's actually right up our alley. Do you want to tell them our nickname for each other? Okay, well then I'll tell them, because you're a butthead.
Oh, boy.
I call each other buttheads and stuff. All right, well, we have to make room for my neighbors are coming up, and they have a special... you guys remember Beth Bootson, right? Oh, no. Oh, this is the dark side of show business. Madeline, you're still going to be right there. Oh, God. Oh. Spencer gets to be proven right again.
Yeah, man. All right.
But think about this, Spencer. If we hadn't gone through all of that, no show.
It's not that I'm happy about being right all the time. It's just that I see it when it's going to happen.
Yeah, but what if I saw it too? And what was I supposed to do?
You
saw what happened. What was I supposed to do?
No, it's great. This is a great show. Let's. How about that? Take My Wife. Don't you guys have a Hard Out not that long?
Cameron, there's a scene in Take My Wife where you're out at lunch and you're in like an outdoor restaurant. Oh, I can't. I'm sorry, Madeline. You'll be okay.
She did great.
I just don't know. I didn't like the sound of my own voice talking at the same time as a person that was like sobbing, and I'm like I'm ignoring it like it's some Orwellian thing. Man.
Some sort of a get that baby out of here.
Oh man, that's what
I'm like. Now I know. Now I know why.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. When we say we're okay with this, we don't change our stance.
I learned,
we love it. This is what America's all about.
I learned from a hit Pixar movie that feeling sad is just as much a part of life as feeling good.
Yeah,
That's right.
Very true.
And I learned that while losing my Oscar. And I thought, that's fine. That's what that movie that took my Oscar said. This is fine. And I cried and I loved it.
The mom was controlled by sadness. Great film.
So there's a scene where Cameron's out on a she's eating lunch at an outdoor cafe, but there's like and Rhea's blowing up, and then there's one shot of you, and it's like pushing on you, and you're like, or I don't think it's pushing on you, it's just like the static. There's no music, and it's just you by yourself at a restaurant. Like, do you like do you know the expression I'm thinking of? Like when you're like. You're kind of like, is it just you? Like, are you going through like is it like it's like a because we're not specifically tracking in that moment that it's like, are you just uncomfortable in your own skin like because you're alone at
yeah, right. No, I actually know exactly what you're asking. Yeah, it's supposed to be not knowing where to focus energy, right? So like. I'm just sitting by myself alone at a cafe and thinking maybe I see somebody that I know,
right.
Like awkwardly waving. Yeah, because
there's like
there,
a wave.
And then I kind of like hide and crawl inside of myself.
And then right after you do that, you like wave and you go no like that, and then a leaf falls in the background.
I guess
obviously wasn't planned, but I love it so much.
Why do you think that wasn't planned?
This, like
Rhea,
dead leaf just fall. The last.
Told it to do that.
Yeah. We had a serious rig, and they were like, "Let the leaf go!
Get the one leaf!
Cue the leaf!
Get the leaf!
It's like 10.
Okay, leaf to
men
one.
And
bring
women.
the leaf to one.
It's just this
bring the
tiny
leaf to one. And leaf it!
Leaf it!
Action!
The leaf industry doesn't have more precise language than this thing. And leaf it! Well, that could mean 5,000 things. I'm a union employee who solely focuses on leaves, and you just say leaf it when I... Do you want him to blow across a detective's driveway? Would you?
I would love to see the leaf person on like every show, just like leaf blowers attached to the belt.
It seems like the leaf person on a set is that's one of those jobs that has a name that doesn't have leaf or a Latin like root of leaf. It's called like something like a squippler, and you find out it's the leaf wrangler. And if you ever call him that or her,
absolutely. Thank you, Dan.
Great point. Great point. That's a great point.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You know, you didn't have to use that second pronoun. You did. And that shows you care.
That's amazing.
That's really what we
the
need.
Acknowledgement of women.
Right.
Yeah. There sure are women.
Do you know what is right next to here? Dan, did you see our... I'm pointing this way. There's a billboard with our dumb faces on it.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know there was one here in this neighborhood, but I saw.
Right by the Chipotle, right?
Oh,
you guys took me off. You replaced me. That's great. That's what it should be. That's how. That's what television should be, I think, right?
Replacing
Yeah.
you with
Me,
two
a
lesbians?
white male.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we need. I think. Thank you.
I just want to acknowledge that two dudes are being applauded for their bravery
Oh, no, we are very brave.
in acknowledging that women are cool, and you guys are pretty light on the claps for Rhea and I. We went and we asked a stranger to take a picture. We just stopped a stranger on this. We went over to the billboard and we were standing in front of it. And we asked a woman who was passing by. We were like, "Hey, do you mind taking a picture of us?" And she was like, "Oh, sure. Like just what? Like in front? Like
in front of what?
In front of what?" Because we were like just on the street, and then we were like, and it was actually so cute because she goes, "Oh my God, you guys!" And she gave us a giant hug. Like, this is a stranger. We did not know this person.
Was it? Oh my God, you guys! I didn't recognize you, and I actually knew you from before. Or is it?
No.
Oh my God, you're two other human beings, and you're on that
Yeah,
billboard.
she was like, "I'm so proud of you. Like, you're making
This is
it.
like-
I'm so proud of you. Who are you?
It was very cute. It was like a cute moment. She took a bunch of. She was like, "Check them. Make sure you check them. I don't want to be the one to mess this up for you."
And then a guy with like running headphones came by, and he went, "Hey, that's you!" Because he had his headphones in, and he was like this close, and I was like, "Yeah, thank you." He yelled it so loud.
It was really fun.
adorable.
Though. It was fun,
but also loud.
It was super fun.
I don't think, except maybe in cartoon form, if there was a Harmon Quest billboard. I don't think I've ever. That's a feeling I don't know. I don't know. No, like look at there's your head's all big.
Well,
like
it feels
above the
pretty
buildings.
good.
Like I don't even know. I mean, do you pull over the car? Do you? And that was the.
Oh yeah, we parked and got Chipotle, and
We literally did eat that at the Chipotle that's directly under the thing of us, which is like shameful.
yeah.
Did you? Were you able to just look at it while you ate?
We went around the corner so that we were not near there, but there definitely were people who were eating at Chipotle that were like,
There's something
Like
very
going like-
familiar about all this.
Yeah,
I
I guess
to get a quote in for Back to the Future at some point.
All right. So you guys, I heard a rumor that you guys needed to get out of here at 9, but I don't. Wanna...
I do. You can stay. Yeah.
I can stay. Yeah.
I mean, if you, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
no, yeah, you could. I met you at home. We lived
We
together.
live together.
I'm ready to teach Donald Trump a thing or two about being dangerous. Yes, I live with my wife.
Yeah.
So dangerous.
You missed me proving that I've seen the first episode of the show before you got here.
He did prove
and then I liked it very much.
Saw it.
He liked it very much.
was
Thank
great.
you. We are so stoked because it got like a bunch of people cared about it. And I mean honestly, you know what this is like. This was the first time for me. You spend all this time, you make this thing, and it feels really personal to you, and then you're like aware of time and space and television, and you know that a lot of things nobody cares about at all, and so you just go, well, I will assume nobody cares about this, and then a bunch of people were like, cool, and then we were like, hooray.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
It was very nice.
Thanks, you guys.
yeah, and there may be a time when that nightmare that you were maybe dreading, that'll have to happen too, and both of them will be like, you'll wake up the next morning alive. It's like a bingo card, and it's like I remember I remember like this thing that we did was like this pilot in the 90s, and it was just like, no, we don't want that, and like just cried. It just went to the car. It was like, and it was a good thing because it was like salty hot tears. I was like, I'm not crying because I'm a spoiled baby. I am a spoiled baby, but that's not why I'm crying. I'm crying because I really, really care, and that's a good thing. And it's like you're not receptive to it in that moment. Nothing feels like you're getting good or better or being, but what is happening in that moment is like the germination of some kind of seed where you're like, well, one thing's for sure, I belong here. because like this is like
Yeah.
like I don't like people like not watching me.
No, but I mean,
There's
that's
no
very-
romantic or charismatic way to put it. Like it's just
I actually think maybe this was the first experience I've had in my career that wasn't that. And I don't mean that like, of course, you know, it's been bit by bit and success by success. It's not like I've been toiling in obscurity, but for 15 years, I feel like there have been very loud voices that really liked what I was doing, and very loud voices that wanted me to stop talking about being gay. And that was like a thing that I heard just so many times, just like, this person is not funny. Stop talking about being gay. We don't care about this. And then
we get it.
Then,
You're gay.
Yeah, we get it. You're gay. We get it. You're gay will be my epitaph, like for sure.
it should be your. It should definitely be like.
We got it. She was gay. No, I know. I have tweeted. No, I mean that will be my epitaph. But
Hashtag dead.
But you know. But this was really like a huge weight off the shoulders because like the New York Times and Vulture and IndieWire and the AV Club were just like, we get it, she's gay. But in like they were like,
we get it, she's gay.
Yeah, and I was like, so it was really nuts.
And so's the other one.
Yeah. I'm just talking about my experience.
Oh, I know. I'm just riffing. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not Dr. Phil, but I don't think Rio was saying that you were trans. Anyways, all right.
Well,
we'll deal with this later.
You know, people are also really stoked about Rhea in this show, which is really cool. It's like a real breakout moment for her, and it's really awesome.
Well, I assume that's going to be a theme of the. Is that going to be the theme of the show? Because I've seen one episode, but is that a thing? I mean, regardless of gender persuasion, what are the other things? Prismatology, cosmological shiftage, continuum of reciprocity. Regardless, it's like two people doing the same thing at the same time automatically. Like, is there a story coming up? And if not, is there like where people want to drive a wedge between those things? Like that's how we eat lobster by breaking it open. Like if you guys are delicious as a couple, like inevitably the consuming of you as a couple is going to involve people testing the hinges of the claw. Putting pressure on the. Have you experienced that? Do you know that's coming?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been there the whole time. People will ask us if we're competitive with each other, which is the funniest thing to ask two stand-up comics because you wouldn't do this job if you didn't think you were the best stand-up comic to ever exist, period. Like, there's no other reason you would do this to yourself, and also it's a total privilege and what a ridiculous thing to say, but I just mean, you wouldn't get up on stage and fail this much if you weren't like, I'll show them. And so, like, Rhea, do you think you're a better stand-up comic than me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, but like you do, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like you want what's best for me, and you love me so much.
Yeah. I want you to totally succeed, but I am going to succeed more than you.
Right. Like, so what I want to do is I want to lift you up, and I want people to see how great you are, and to see you through my eyes, and just like to love you, and I want to, put a foot on your face.
Yeah.
And kick you back down.
So she's like a grappling hook or a fire ladder.
Yeah.
I lift you up, I hook you into something above me that is soft enough to secure anchor. I climb over you.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, but I think I thought maybe where you were going was that, it's actually easier in when you combine a naturally, the universe will seek to find crevices thing like being a couple, that's entropy, and the outside world will do its work as sure as water does. You drop anything into a glass of it, and the water, it may look pretty, but the water is silently going like, is there a way to pick this apart? Anyways, that's a tangent, but I'll tell it to my chemist. Dan's actually incorrect about the properties of water. Subreddit. but I thought maybe what you were getting at was that because stand-ups are so ridiculously solipsistic, so like narcissistic, so like it is an easy thing to just put two of them in a house together and let them both try to be stand-ups, and there's a kind of select few situations in which that Ernie and Bert partnership could be turned into like enmity or jealousy, but those things would be offset if Ernie and Bert were like also then like they're okay, we're actually living together because we love each other.
Like they do.
Yeah, no, right.
They're totally a couple.
But actually, yeah, I think you are right. I mean, I will say I don't feel a ton of jealousy. I feel competition in our relationship, and but I don't feel jealous.
Here's what I worry. With my girlfriend, here's what I worry about. I'm not trying to bend it back to me. But if I did, it would go something like this. The ghost of Jeff is everywhere. I worry about with Cody, who's 11, 12 years younger than me, and who I'm so tired. I don't want to work. I swear, I think of that. I don't want to work anymore. And so I have fantasies about her, Celine Dioning, and I can be that guy with the beard that could just be like, I love Celine Dion. I'm so old and lucky.
Well, then you should have got to her younger, honestly. That is a really specific Celine Dion joke. If you understood Celine like I do, that would be so funny. It's okay. We can move on.
But I have a weird feeling.
Could you stop talking about Celine Dion on podcasts? That's just a joke for anyone that's watched this show.
Yeah. But yes, go ahead.
I have a weird feeling that I would as soon as it wouldn't be about achievement. I wouldn't want anybody. It's not that I don't wait. I'm just trying to stack these negatives like a Jenga tower here. It's not that I don't want my partner to be successful. Far from it. I want that I consider that such an ironic concept for anyone to be, as you were talking about, that same thing. It's like that's such a hilarious idea. I am so behind it. It's but at the same time that feels like sincerity. Like, oh my God, my fantasy would be that you would be like just like. The idea of me being jealous of someone's success, like I would love that, but I think the thing that I would screw up is that it would just be regular jealousy, because I would turn it into a thing where I was like, she's out there with people. It would be a sexual thing. It wouldn't be I wouldn't have career jealousy, but it would quickly turn into a gateway to something I still haven't figured out, which is like how to not be like I don't trust myself to not be like, that guy is so cuter, like what, just be with him, and like I'm just like, and then it just drives me nuts. Like I'm just gonna sit home and play Minecraft and take care of our baby, and then I'm just gonna be like, obviously she would be in love with anybody but me right now, like that's where it would. But don't awe it, because that's horrible serial killer like stuff with a support system. Like it's not, you shouldn't, because that's jealousy and it's toxic and it's gross. But
I don't mean to tell you that lesbians are awesome, but you know what's a cool thing about being in a same-sex couple is that
the scissor thing.
Yeah.
I say no more.
That's number one.
I've seen the movie.
No, that's not real. That's not real. That's not a real thing.
Looked real to me. Riley Reid ain't no. She didn't.
No, those women are not having a good time. That's not how that works. I'll tell you about it later. But I don't know. Do you have partner jealousy towards me? I don't really. I find that a cool part of it is like, well, number one, we are both moderately recognizable. I don't mean we're super famous, but I mean most of the time when we meet people, it's like after a show. And so that's a situation where there's already a weird power dynamic, and so it's not actually super fun to go and talk. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be really weird. That feels gross and not fun because that person doesn't know you. They're a stranger, but they do know you because they know you from podcasts. Anyway, it's weird. You don't know them at all, and they might eat you. So it's a whole thing, but not in the good way. My point is, there's that, and then I think the other thing is like, we share, we're both into the same thing. which is women.
People. Oh yeah.
That's a cool thing. Is that
Right.
we can both be like, hey,
Nice.
she's cute. Yeah, exactly. Hey,
Oh, God,
nice.
you know,
hey, nice. And then we go like high five.
I get it. Okay.
That's a like. There are so many things that are not great, but that's a good part.
Yeah, that
Is
makes
being
sense.
like, oh, I'm not jealous of you about that interaction. Like, hey,
I get it.
Keep going. She's
like,
cute.
Like you would be. You'd
Allow
be,
me to watch you talk to her. You know, like it's
Or you'd
fun.
be able to file it in the same place. Like I don't know how to file it if a guy like there's like a combination of like what I don't know. It's like it's like if he's everything that I'm not. Like I don't know where to file it if like I see my girlfriend like having a good time talking to him. Like
But can I pose this to you, Dan? Can I just pose this? If he's everything that you're not, then she wants nothing to do with him because she likes you.
That was such a like daytime talk show. Not sentence from Rhea, but your guys' reaction, the time that it took. Like I don't know if you guys had I don't know if you could hear you, but it was like you all waited for Rhea to say the full sentence and then you thought about it. And then you were like,
all right, I've been rude to our second guest.
Yes.
I
have to go.
yeah.
Oh shit, you have to go.
Yeah, I do have to go. But
Okay.
I'm just gonna say this one thing. I also just put out an album on Friday.
Oh,
that's why I'm wearing this shirt.
it's number one.
Number one on
Number one
iTunes.
album. Number one.
So thanks, you
amazing.
guys. And thank you, Dan.
You bet.
You're the best. I have keys in my hand. This is weird.
The album's called Butcher. You buy it on iTunes
Yeah.
or at Kill Rock Stores.
Thanks for. Well, come on.
No, I'm
Sorry.
just picking up what you... Listen, go, my wife.
Okay,
I got
great.
it.
Rhea Butcher, everybody.
So there's going to be 2 more guests?
Yeah, I think them coming right in between us will be a good thing.
Yeah, I might...
It was
yes.
9/11.
It is. You're right.
Never forget.
You're right.
Never forget that Andy Dick, 9/11. It's September 11th. Andy Dick's coming to the
Rudy
show.
Giuliani forgot.
He did forget. He did forget.
It's pretty fun.
I mean, it was like of all people. I'm not saying 9/11 should be more memorable to anybody, but you know, it was his favorite national tragedy.
Yeah.
Like he really loved that thing. Like he loved it more than it was like.
Jesus wakes up on December 25th. What is this? What's all this stuff?
When I think of
What's Easter about? Does
When
anyone
I-
know what this is?
I think Rudy Giuliani's theme song for his relationship between him and 9/11 is "Lady in Red," or like it's like a ballad. It's like a beautiful like you're over across the thing, and you're like I met you, and it was crazy.
Nixon wakes up. I don't know how I feel about crooks. Like, it just feels like you remember that thing. That was
Yeah.
important to you, right?
Yeah, maybe time to check him out. Put a little popsicle stick in his mouth. See if he remembers. See if he's still Alice. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Don't I ever know what you're saying.
All right, that didn't land. I thought it was. Oh, see ya. Bye.
Sorry. Do you have your keys? Your car's behind me.
Oh, man, I wish you could just drive my car home, but I can't drive your car.
I can't drive my car because I drive stick.
They love stick.
Oh, we get it, okay?
Yeah. Whoa. And they caught it. God damn it. You guys ever notice lesbians always have each other's keys? New stereotype. Coined a stereotype. Talk about dangerous.
This is a momentous
I'm dangerous.
occasion.
It's a competition between me, you, and Donald Trump. Someone's going to emerge as the most dangerous tonight. Speaking of danger and fear and things that scare you, ooh, an ooky spooky Halloween's just around the corner. Actually, no, it's not, which is why I think it's a good idea. Don't just say anything.
Vincent Price.
It's, Vincent
Price is here.
all right. Well,
Is he
Vincent Price.
alive?
It's like when people at a Tori Amos concert, they go like they yell out like Angie
Oh,
Dickinson.
no,
and
I
then
get
she's
it.
like, okay. I'm dating myself, which you can do. Look it up. 3 states allow it. You guys remember my neighbor Beth Bootson of the eucalyptus tree? So I was just gonna bring her and her son Timur up, and we'll because if I try to introduce what we're talking about, I'll ruin it because I'm not a good
welcome them
show
to the
host.
stage.
Here's Beth Bootson and Timur.
Beth and Timur.
All right. So this is the Cameron, by the way. Beth, Cameron.
Whoa.
You have met. Okay.
We just met now. We met just now.
Nice.
Just now.
Boy. Okay. I'm just worried about that mic, man. Worried about that mic.
It'll be fine.
Okay. So you guys are my neighbors.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Timur, you want to get a
good.
level?
Testing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's how you use a mic.
Okay. So it's what? It's August?
It started in May.
It
started in May.
Okay. It started in May. But it started years ago. What are you guys talking about? Oh my God. It's like a Lifetime movie, like Cold Open Crawl. What's happening?
Now, I know what this looks like. But before I was here, I gotta go. This is bad.
Right.
I'm bailing.
Freeze frame. This is me. I bet you're wondering how I got here. Is that what you were trying to say?
That's the good version of what I was
Okay,
going
yeah.
This is why you're a
got you.
professional.
I got you.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
this is why you took over my billboard.
She deserves more television than you.
No, that's what I said. I got great applause. It was great.
Timur. Yeah. It's Timur.
Correct.
Timur.
I don't know. Some people get it so wrong. Tumor, like.
Two more? People call you?
Someone spelled my name like Timeur. Like, come on.
Timur.
Yeah. Come on, pronounce it. So more Timur.
But if we're just in a rush, we can just go Timur and it's fine, right? Timur, like.
If it's fine by you, I guess.
So no.
All right, not a yes.
I think is it like it's Jamal, but it's Timur? Is it like that? Is it like the emphasis has to be on the second syllable for it to be right?
You know what? I think technically it is Timur, but since he was little,
Well, everyone calls me Timur, so.
Timur.
so we've just
Timur.
gone with that.
All right.
Like Jamal. I was right. You're welcome.
All right, we'll get through this one step at a time.
No, we're doing it. I'm kicking ass. I'm so good.
One of our early conversations that we had as neighbors, I think, was like, "Oh, one of my sons, he has a haunted house and he's making it in the backyard. Is that going to be a problem? There's going to be people late." I've never ever once ever, I don't think, complained to a neighbor about anything. I'm either forcing myself to stay awake and play Minecraft and tuning everything out, or I'm just like unconscious because I fell asleep against my will for the 3 hours between Adderalls that it takes for me to recharge my brain and get out there and just damage myself more. So you're fine. But I could hear, so I hear your haunted house going on at haunted house time, and there's a thing playing on a loop that I've become familiar with. There's like a looped thing, and I kind of get into it. I'm like, but you've been doing this for years, and you're becoming one of these Halloween people. You're becoming a haunted house person. I don't want to categorize you. You thought you were special. I'm saying it's weird what you're. That's why you're here. You were going to talk. I'm sorry. So you've been getting more and more into your haunted house every passing year. When did you start? What year?
I started 5 years ago.
And so, at that time, like how much before Halloween did you start making your haunted house?
I started about the first time I started was like a week before.
All right. So, and then the next year.
Well, I would disagree with that.
Controversy.
Moms always win, so go ahead. Yeah.
Not on Harmontown.
I give up.
This is going to be the worst possible thing I'm going to say, but Rhea has a super early call time, and I feel like I'm going to be useless in this haunted house conversation. I'm going to go to my house so that my wife can go to bed at some point, and I'm going to leave you guys. But Dan, you have to take notes and tell me about it because I am neighbors
You're just
with
trying
you
to avoid
also.
the argument, aren't you?
The haunted house
What
controversy?
argument? I was not expecting an argument to happen. I thought you were going to lay out all your plans and that we were going to hear about it and that you were going to tell me your address so that I could come to your haunted house. But we'll figure that out later.
Tim Moore's a
because I
birther.
also live in the neighborhood, so I'll see you guys there.
All right, watch Take My Wife on CISO. Cameron Esposito, everybody.
Thank you so
You guys,
much.
thank you so much.
I'm not a bad host. I gave them. I said they had an out before, that's not my fault.
You were so good at hosting.
I'm so good at everything.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I'm good at sleeping next to a haunted house.
Yeah.
All right, so the first year, week before a haunted house, you throw up a haunted house. You obviously had a good time. Next year, you want to make another haunted house. You started probably a little earlier, right?
Yeah.
How much earlier?
A month and a half.
Okay,
Probably.
so now it's 2016. It's August, and you got your haunted house. It's like in construction right now, right?
Yeah.
And you got a bag here that is like, these are your haunted house plans, right?
Well, one of the things that I would say is that Timur started his official haunted maze, and it wasn't even a maze at that point because he was 11 years old. But when I had my brain tumor,
your brain tumor.
My brain tumor.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
No.
And Dan was going to
he's
work.
too old for that.
And Dan was going to work, and I was sleeping all day, and we were very worried about Timur and what he was going to do all day. And this was in the summertime, and you started building your first haunted maze. And it went straight. There wasn't much maze to it. But
it was a
probably,
hallway.
because he was only 11 years old, it probably went from here to that wall. And I remember that it went right up our sidewalk, and everybody that was coming to visit me had to go through that little tunnel. So whether it was a pizza delivery man or people delivering food or relatives, they all had to go through that. And that was the first year.
And what is it? So when you do a haunted maze, I've been calling it a house. But it's like, do you go to the front door of your house? Is that where the customer goes? Do they go to the front door of your house and enter your home, or do they go around the house?
So my house is like a regular house right here, and then there's a yard around it, and leading up to it are some stairs. So then down there, people wait to get up.
Well, the first year,
the
first year, it went right up to our door.
Right.
But then after that, the next year, he said, I'm going to build it around the house. And we were saying, Timur, that's crazy, because we live in a house that's on a hill, and to go around it, just to get up to our house, there's a lot of steps. Our garage is at ground level, and then you have to go up a lot of steps.
Well, see, now you're scaring me already.
And then,
just know you'll burn calories if you go.
Yes. And then to go around the house, which is where he wanted to build the whole haunted maze, there's steps all over because it's on a hill. So it's actually quite dangerous.
So you never go through the Bootsin home.
No.
You're not opening your home to strangers and like because you'd have to have people just like with knives to protect
That's
you
funny
against.
you say, because last year with all the chaotic, I'm walking through my house, and all of a sudden there's a little old grandma standing there like, where's the restroom? I'm like, right there. Do I know you? And then I'm waiting there for her to finish, and then I'm like waiting there for like 10 minutes because there's a random old grandma in my house. I'm like, the exit's this way, so here, I'll escort you out.
And then
to my house.
And she went, no, Sonny, I'll escort you to hell. And you were like, no, my hubris. I had fun imitating horror, and now I'm in it. I mocked death, and I am now its plaything. I should have known. This is my creep show. You know what a creep show is? It's a vignette. It's a horror vignette. All right. Well, so I just want to show. I don't even know, because you started bringing this out, and I was like, save it for the stage, because I just want the. I mean, this
and
this to
mind
me
you, Dan, this is stuff that he did when he was 11 and 12
this is
years
his
old.
horror house, his haunted house file. So you're
This
okay.
is when he was 11 and 12 years old. So,
No, that mixed. I guess.
well, maybe
Nah.
12 or 13.
That one's from 2014.
So I see what's in here is like there's waivers.
So those are workers that applied.
Right. Interns, I would call
Well,
them.
they're his friends.
Yeah.
There's friends.
Yeah, and
he
I think we
wanted
all
them
know
to
the difference.
Yes.
Cha-chong. That's a cash register not opening.
Yes.
Let's face it. Wait, let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about that. Are people paying? What are they giving you a buck at the door? Where's the wheels getting greased here?
We actually go by donations at the end, so if they liked it or got scared,
Oh, I
we
like
have
at the end. That's nice.
Yeah, we have a donation booth at the bottom of the stairs that says donations, and that's actually a booth. So like on some nights we'll have a person waiting in the booth. Like last year we had a clown theme, so we'd have like a clown in there, a person that looked fake, and then after someone put a donation in, they'd move. So,
all right. Well, that's yeah. So okay. So it's all on donations. So then you take that and you what? Do you put it all into the haunted house? Or?
yeah, it actually goes back to all the money we spent on the house.
I see. I see a map here.
Yeah,
It's just a bunch of quadrants and it says plastic
Well,
everywhere. And there's here's a drawing of dismembered arms.
The thing I wanted to point out were these were all things that he had.
Just ideas.
Are
yes,
those
and
boobs?
he's-
Are those
but
boobs
what-
or pencils?
But these are things that he did when he was 11 and 12 years old.
Right.
Those are teeth, but in your perspective, I could see how those look like boobs.
Yeah. Well, it's called misogyny. She uses that to consume me.
Whoa.
It's myth. It's myth.
Deep, man.
All right. I don't know. It's a
So
stack of
Timur
things.
is 16 years old now. That was one of the things I wanted to point out. And he started this when he was 11.
Right. And I this is the thing that I like about it. Because you need my approval. But I like that you said, oh, my son's gonna do a haunted house, and like, okay. And I like it. I mean, it's neat. It's cool that you're into it and you keep putting more and more energy into it. And you might next year might be the year that you're like, oh, haunted houses are dumb. But more than likely, some kind of weird morph is going to happen where you're like, oh, you know what I really like about haunted houses? You know what I'm doing? And there might be some weird offshoot of that. Or you may be one of the lucky people that's like, and I found out I love it'll be 2048 and you'll be like, I'm the master of haunted houses, or just this one. I want to ask you, like, what do you think? And there's no wrong answer to it. Just like the most dumb, like childish caveman answer that you want to give. Like, what's the pleasure? Like, what draws you back to it? What do you really get out of the whole experience of making a haunted house and having people come through it?
Well, it's a community thing that happens. So all the neighbors come, and then from actually 6 to 7 p.m. is the less scary version for little kids like her age.
Oh,
to go through.
See, I think you guys invited me to that one, right? Because
most likely.
All the neighbors do get involved, and there is a lot of generations. So we have little kids like you that are working the haunted maze, and Timur's got his friends.
Probably like 4-year-old girls are the
friends.
easiest like haunted house worker in the world. They could just put an Easter dress on them and have them just stand and stare. As long as they can just hold still for like an hour, like that's probably the most
And it's
terrifying thing. They beckon with a lace glove. It's they're like holding something random, not like a bloody knife because it's over the top. Like they're just holding like an apple or like a gerbil or a football with like a pentagram on it. I don't know.
You're not far from the
Or like
truth.
or like a piece of scariest thing in the world. 4-year-old girl in a nightgown holding an O-ring from a space shuttle.
Oh, shit. Think about it.
And just with a look of confusion on her face. So
the face I have right now because I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's just it's like or just let me repitch that. Like that's what I would project onto it. If it was like a girl holding like a piece of, so it was clearly like a piece of like crucial aeronautic equipment. You know what I'm saying? It's like some Donnie
The
Darko
idea
shit.
is that a bunch of people are going to die because of this child.
Just something specific. It's like that girl's not supposed to be holding that, and it's like what is that? It's like a big nut, you know, like an industrial sized like washer that's like rusty or something, and she's just holding it up and going like, and you're like, where did you get that? And then you just hear, ah! And this huge crash. That's terror. Like you can use that. Like
I'll take that into consideration.
But aside from it being, because if you just wanted to do community stuff, and that's great. Like you're very, you know, that's a good answer, and I'm not saying it's an insincere one. It's you like contributing. Like you like the feeling of like the neighborhood is like there's a tradition and they're coming over and you're like you're doing this thing that people know. Oh, there's Timmer. He's the guy that does that haunted house thing every year, and it's like consistency and tradition. And you have this role. Like I'm the shoemaker. I'm the barber. I'm the guy that saves your life. I'm the like whatever. You have this role. And but now just a subset of that. The terror thing, the horror thing, the idea. Because you could do that with Christmas, you could do that with, you could do that with Easter, you could do that with no holiday at all. You could do that with like a bicycle race around you could organize like a marathon where everyone walked on their hands and the proceeds went to the next year's marathon. Like people being scared, does that like, do you like that?
That's the first question I've ever got asked by someone.
Your guidance counselor should have been the first. He should have said, "Do you like scaring people, Timmer?"
No comment.
Well, do you like a good night's sleep?
Who doesn't?
Yeah. No, who doesn't is right. Let me tell you something about Casper mattresses. Casper is an obsessively engineered mattress at a shockingly low price. Now, as a cool kid, does that appeal to you in any way?
Not really.
No, you're right. It's not appealing to kids. This is engineer stuff. But what about the fact that it combines springy latex and supportive memory foam to create an award-winning sleep surface with just the right sink and just the right bounce?
It has a 100-day guarantee.
Yeah, 100-day guarantee. You can try it out for 100 nights. If you don't like it, bring it back for free. We don't care.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me, and I know this is what people say in a commercial, but I really am, are you telling me, Crazy King Spencer, that there's a mattress company that lets you try a mattress for 100 days, and at the end of 100 days, which is a mattress's life, I mean, I'm like
yeah.
That's like
What's the best years of a mattress are the first 100 days.
Well, I mean, 100 days is like if you try a mattress for 100 days and then go, I didn't like it, you have a right to, but you're lying.
Yeah. Not only are you lying,
if you laid on something for 100 days, you can't tell me you didn't like it. But maybe you're busy.
But I mean, maybe you're just hoodwinked by the fact that Time magazine named it the best invention of 2015.
The best invention in general?
Yeah, it's a mattress that won't disappoint. Now,
in a world where we've landed on the moon, I guess the idea is like a slow invention year.
Yeah, well, no, it's exactly the opposite. It's actually the biggest invention year of 2015.
Self-driving cars, artificial intelligence.
No, Casper mattress, Dan. They ship anywhere in U.S. and Canada. I got one. It came in this box the size of a mini fridge. I accidentally cut it open. It was full of gold coins. It's a $2,000 value just hidden away in a mattress.
All right, wait a minute. Is that allowed?
I mean, I'm not saying that's normal, but that's just my experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got a Casper mattress, and all of our immigration problems were solved.
Whoa! Now we can't say that's connected.
No, but it did
think
happen.
about it.
It did happen. Sorry, Timur, we can't all have a donation box at the end of
Here's the upshot, Timur. If you use the promo code Harmon at checkout at CasperMattress.com, you can get $50 off. Yeah.
$50 off of a 100-day guarantee of a free mattress.
Now that's a good night's sleep. That's also the best invention of 2015.
Wow. Casper. The first name in softness, now in ghosts and mattresses.
Yeah, that's Casper.com/Harmon, Casper.com/Harmon. Over. Okay, we're done.
Slash Harmon, not Harmontown.
So what's your favorite ghosty, Timur? Do you like goblins? You like Grim Reapers? I'm partial to gnolls.
Once again, no comment.
Okay. Wow. I mean, it's weird to plead the fifth in an interview, but I don't know which. I don't know which footage you watched before you came here.
It's these PR lawyers these days. They're getting in early.
But okay, here's a question for you. All right, so you're like the pit boss at these things, like at a casino, you know, like you're running the whole thing. Like it's a Timur production. Like you're top dog, right?
No, my parents are.
So millennial. All right.
Well, let me tell you a story about that. Yes.
I gave birth to him, and couldn't get away with killing him. So I dominate his life. And
this is his thing, and of course we have the ultimate say. But it's like when he invited all of his school friends to help out, and he was probably like 13 or 14, and his friends, it was supposed to be something that they were. It's going to be something cool and fun that they do together. But then at a certain point, because Timur takes his haunted maze so seriously, they started accusing him of being really bossy.
Uh-huh.
And,
heavy lies the crown, my friend.
This is why he's no commenting.
Yes.
His enemies are looking for a weakness.
And at one point, they started to revolt. And they said they weren't gonna put up with it anymore, and they started to have a skateboard party down in the cul-de-sac.
Season 4.
And of course, he came up to me extremely frustrated because he wanted his friends to be there helping him, and they weren't going to have any more of it. So at that point,
did they do a Muppet episode?
Yeah.
You don't know how much I share this.
Yes, yeah, I'll bet. So at that point, I went down there and called them up, and they were looking at me like, what are you going to do about it?
Holy shit! This is gone. I mean, this is crazy because it's like it's a haunted house, and then it's like this is really scary.
Yes.
It's scary how not scary they're being.
Yeah, they're it's like this is like Purge anarchy.
Yes,
like they got like skulls on their heads and they're like skateboarding. Like, we're the real
not
ghosts.
Doing things to alarm people.
Yeah.
And then Timur said that he wanted to fire them, and they said, "You can't fire us. We're working for free."
Whoa.
And so he said that he would pay them so he could fire them.
Nice.
I can't. I mean, this is just like humanity thinks we have so many levels of sophistication, and that is just that's global politics played out. Just like
exactly.
That's it.
So
like, okay, you're a territory.
So at that point, I mean, I kind of asked the guys. I said, "Let me ask you something." I said, "Do you guys want to be a part of something that's really cool, or something that's something that's just really, really lame?" I said, "Because you're going to go back to your friends, and they're going to ask you. They're going to say, 'Man, that haunted maze was really lame,' or they're going to say, 'That was really cool.'"
Oh. I didn't understand at first. I thought you were going a different direction, but that's a lot more encouraging.
Yeah.
It's positive.
I mean, and so that at that point, they said, "We want to be a part of something that's really cool." And I said, well, Timur's getting really frustrated because he's trying to make this really cool, and he's not getting any help from you. So then at that point, they all kind of rallied around, and they, started helping Timur. But so that's a typical teenage thing. And,
but it sounds like mainly you went through it. Like you.
Well, but he was practically in tears. So
I doubt that. I'm sure he was fine. He's probably used to that.
He's watching this all with a cocktail, watching through a window, like Bruce Wayne. Yes, let her have it, mother.
Well, these are all his best friends.
What is it? Morgan Freeman comes in and goes, "Sir, we found a new way to scare people. Let's take a look, Lucius. Where's your mother? She's out talking to the riffraff." Well, here's what I was going to ask you. So, you're the boss, and I get it now. Like saying yes to that is like, yeah, of course. You gotta say, well, creator is a myth. Really, it's a collaboration. I get it. God damn it, I'm always distracting myself. When the show is actually going, when the thing is running full swing, what do you prefer to do? Do you walk around like Robert De Niro in Casino, like observing, or do you actually immerse yourself in like one jack-o'-lantern?
Well, I'll stand in the front in the beginning, and then I'll wait there until my ADHD kicks in, and then I'll go back and start scaring people.
Yeah. That's what Dan does.
Except I give myself ADHD with a drug called Adderall because I don't have ADHD. Except don't tell my doctor that. But yeah, so you're saying, wait, so you go scare people, but what do you do? Are they you just grab a dull machete and just wander, or is there like a spot you like?
I just go to whatever spot's open. So depending on the night, how many actors. If we're short on actors, I'll just stay in and like help scare. But if we're good on actors, I usually stay down until I get bored.
Stay down like in front.
I like help out. Like, oh, go ahead, wait here, or go. Whatever.
So surely there's been like, okay, there's been some mishaps, right? Has there been complaints, or somebody went through, they're dissatisfied?
Yeah, there's been a few of those. I actually remember the first, maybe like the third year we were into it. There were like maybe 5 or 6 of us actors, and then I remember there were these little kids that came up and they came down, and then we didn't establish at the time where we could stop scaring people. Like,
they didn't establish what the safety zone is.
Yeah. So a couple of my actors
problematized.
A couple of my actors start scaring these little girls, and then they start running down the street, and we're in a cul-de-sac, so it's like round, and I assume like that right after you exit, that's it. But then they start chasing them all the way down the street, and I'm like, and come on, these are little girls, 6 and 7, come on.
Well, I was going to say the other thing about running a haunted maze is, when he was younger, like 11 or 12 years old, it was actually quite cute. And people would say, oh, this is really good. But then at a certain point when he got older, it started getting really scary. And we actually had one parent who was throwing a party and brought his whole party of kids to the haunted maze. And because that was a year where it was kind of the turning point and things had gotten really scary, and a couple of his actors chased this party all the way down the street, and the kids got really scared, and the parent came back and said, he goes, you know what? He says, I have a couple of girls crying here. He says, they're going to go back home terrorized. He says, and you guys, you need to establish a safety zone. But he was right. He was right.
I guess he's right, but I hate him.
He's right.
We all hate him right now.
Right. Like, unless it was one of your kids.
If we were him, if he was, if he was humanized.
If it was one of your kids, you'd be back.
If it was one of his kids.
Yes, if he had a kid and it came.
Oh, well, it was.
Yeah.
It was Dan.
And you know what? He was right.
But that's what we all. Yeah.
At that point, we had to establish some rules for the actors, like you don't go down the steps, and So, I mean, it's interesting because as Timur's gotten older, and things getting scarier, there's a lot of things that a person doesn't have to, you never consider when a kid is younger and it's kind of cute,
And it's a whole area I'd never go into because when I go to haunted houses, it's a whole game of like, I don't want to it depends who I'm with. I don't want to miss out on stuff, and then so everyone's going to do this thing. But I genuinely like. I have a really low threshold, and I my therapist says I startle easily for various reasons. She gave me a license to be easily startled, like if I and like I get scared like if my girlfriend's in the bathroom and she's brushing her teeth and I go, are you almost ready? Yeah, I'm just brushing my teeth, and then I'll like go and pick up a sock, and if I turn around and then she's not in the bathroom but she's in the living room and I hear her voice from the wrong room, I'll go, ah! It's not even seeing anybody. I'll just like if someone passes the salt and then it's where it's not supposed to be, ah! Like I have this like visceral reaction. What I'm saying is, because of that, knowing that people are coming through, they have all these different relationships with being scared. Some people are like, I in my wildest dreams, I'd live this punk rock haunted house where people chased me all the way down the street because fuck this like March of Dimes bullshit. Like this is.
But you're an adult.
This is like mon pop
and
punk rock.
And sometimes you pay to get scared.
Yeah, and because it's like Tabasco sauce. It's like I want to burn my tongue. I know it's not real. I want to feel like it's on fire.
Exactly.
And then it's like my little girl got scared. You need a highway cone to establish. And then everyone's like, well,
you know what's interesting is we have little kids that are so brave, and we have adults that are crying. So there is
that's
there
gonna be
is
me.
that.
I just here's what I do. I'll just like I yelp and like a high pitched scream like when anyone scares me, like anything that's not supposed to be where it is. I go ah! and it'll scare other people. Right. And then I feel bad, and then they scare me because they're screaming. Like I stay away from haunted houses. So but I think it's a smart thing to have like the kiddie time where. So, like, what do you do when you scare a little kid? What's the difference between scaring a kid and scaring when you do it? You have little kid. Give us some examples of how to choke up on the scaring bat.
A year or two back, we tried to do this thing called the pumpkins and the goblins. So if there's a little kid going through, we call them the pumpkins, so that would mean you don't scare them as much. But if we say goblins, then the actors know to step up their game.
So you're calling that ahead. We got 2 pumpkins coming.
Yeah. It was a nightmare trying to get it all figured out. But we stopped that and figured out the 6 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, that makes more sense because pumpkins are going to come with goblins, and so what are you supposed to do? 2 pumpkins, 3 goblins. Said 3 goblins. The one pumpkin is it has PTSD.
That's exactly what happened.
Boy, all right. So commitment is a theme. Terror. Hierarchy. A weird, fun blend of these phrases. Helicopter mothering and also, but you're turning him loose. Like you're letting him explore his inner Ted Bundy. Like you're going like, okay, so you love this haunted house thing, but then you're like down there doing labor relations for him.
No, the only time I show up is actually on Halloween.
Do you and Dan, your husband, do you guys actually? Do you go check into a hotel while he does the haunted house because the sound? Or
no, we actually are there because a lot of times I'll take our dog down for all the little kids that get scared, and I dress up our dog in a costume, and people show up with their little kids, and then sometimes I'll run the booth and play the scary clown in the booth. But and Dan helps him build it sometimes, but really Timur and his friends are the ones that build all of it. And
what are the do's and don'ts? Okay, creatively, haunted house craftsmanship. What's hack? You know what hack means? Like
explain.
Like untalented. Like Catch Penny, Pure Isle.
2000 and late.
like it's what the amateurs do. It's like Bush League. Like easy shortcut. Like even if it does get a reaction, it's like, oh, but that's not like what a good haunted house guy does.
Well, one of my main things is I make sure, since I don't know how all my actors are acting wise, I make sure they all have a mask on. I'm not letting them try to explore their acting skills here. No offense to my actors.
So everyone is dehumanized and controllable. Yeah,
It's an opportunity for body work.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it keeps them interchangeable. No one can make an argument. It's like, look, I'm Damien. You know they're coming for me. The way I scare them with my eyebrows.
Well, you know what's funny too is that Timur would get really, really frustrated because he would, when a cute girl would come through the haunted maze, he would get mad because his actors, which are his friends, would not stay in character.
Yeah, one of my friends like, you're hot. It's like, come on, bro.
Oh.
Yes,
that is just another form of terror. Yeah,
exactly. That's the haunted house she's trying to escape.
Right.
A haunted house with a glass ceiling. Oh, well, I mean, they're 16. I learned this at 42. And it was only to try to not get booed on my podcast. I wasn't because I was an evolved person. I just figured out that women have a hard time. So all right, so that's interesting. So that's a note. Like, don't it's a selfless job scaring people at a haunted house. You don't get to like. Same would go for someone writing a parking ticket or a judge or anything else. You're an impersonal cosmic force. If you're not a hack, you're gonna stick to your role and rev your prop chainsaw, and it doesn't matter if like a redhead comes through. You're not gonna try to impress her.
Yeah, well, I feel like if you're wearing a mask, you don't have to be self-conscious that someone will identify you or something. So you have a mask on. So
you hear that, kids?
They're at.
just words to live by.
We all wear masks.
But yeah. So okay. So what are your rules on touching?
Well, I have a sign outside that says actors won't touch you and you don't touch them.
Nice. Okay. So here's the thing. Such a relief. Like I like when I see that, I'm like, yeah, well, good, I guess. But at the same time, something in the back of my brain is like, well, but now, like, did you ever struggle with that? Did you in your career from 12 to 16? Was there a time when that sign had to go up, or did your philosophy change? Were people like grabbing people's shirts or anything?
Well, I was never a fan. I know there's those haunted houses that grab your like feet or ankles or whatever they touch you. I'm not a big fan of that.
That's New York shit.
Yeah.
That's where Dino goes. Yeah. Like you grab their feet.
Dungeons.
Yeah. But so you were never a fan. You're like I like. But so what's your favorite? Like I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like is it like is your bag of tricks primarily based on like I'm walking and I can't see everything, and then just a dude jumps out like from behind something? I hate to sound like I'm demeaning your profession, like I'm boiling it down to something. But there's also like I don't know, like hands reaching through things. Why am I pretending I'm an expert in what you do?
You'll have to come through, Dan.
I'm gonna come through, but during the kiddie hour, and I'm gonna periscope the whole time so that if I shriek, I can sell it. But is it like you don't want to answer that because then you'll be like that'll be giving away your recipe.
So wait, are you asking?
Eat the mic. Tell us the secrets.
Well, if the darker it is, the better. So, if someone's not wearing a mask and it's dark, it's better. And like, never mind.
It's all good.
All right.
Hey, it's hard. It's hard to be up here. He's doing a great job. We're all doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, also it can be kind of hard trying to get people to come because we live at the end of a cul-de-sac. And tell them
this
how
year
you did
we've got something that will catch your attention for sure.
Shit.
You can't miss it.
I don't know.
Are you guys really hurting for traffic? I mean, how like that's the other thing. What about bandwidth?
Oh, if there's 2 cars on the cul-de-sac, you have traffic already.
Yeah.
Right, but I'm saying like foot traffic going through your haunted house. Like, are you really craving? How much do you think you can handle?
Well, we have like security guards / like they help like when the people come through.
You can scare people. You can turn around a lot of scaring people per minute.
Yeah, I think so.
Because if we're plugging your haunted house, we're plugging my house because you're my neighbor.
I just realized that.
That's the scariest thing of all, is that I'm going to have just people in my kitchen. But that's fine. They'll be fans, and that'll be fine. But
we thought you could dress up as the Psycho Woman, and from your window.
Wait. That's something, I never even,
dress up
Dan
like a
loves being
granny
inside.
or your mom.
Well, that could
Put
help
you in a
me.
rocking chair.
That could help me, cope with my, if I just played a part at the haunted house.
Yes, then we could say.
Or is that cheating? That's cheating.
Look up at you, and you'd be in your window doing this.
I need to play it from my house. I can I can just do weird things like
we'd look up at your window.
I thought that's what you were responding positively to.
No, I was thinking about being down there and just being like a mummy that goes like,
no.
Whoa!
You can
but you're
stay
talking
in
about
your
I'm pacing
house.
my apartment, and I just keep going like, I can't figure out my third act. Bang! Over and over again. Fade in on bang. Daddy, why? No, shut up. It's for you. Just like weird shit going on, like silhouettes and
Tamor, tell them how you would get people over to your haunted maze.
I had an idea one year to make business cards. So we make them, design them, and then hand them out to people at school. And then I give a bunch. So I have a bunch of friends that come to work in the haunted house that don't go to my school. So I have friends from all these different schools. So I give them cards, and they hand them out to all the people at their school. And then the word travels.
And then you had flyers.
Flyers.
And where would you and all your friends go?
Stores, and where
Parking
people
lots.
are parking.
And
I feel like
elementary schools. And then the other thing they would do is they would go door knocking, inviting people to come.
You're soliciting. You're knocking on the door, going like, "Would you like to have the shit scared out of you?"
Yes.
I'm thinking Thursday. We can. It's early. The point was to bring you in early because I wanted to showcase. Because if it was October and I was like, "This guy's working on a haunted house," it'd be like, "Who cares?" It's weird, in a good way, to be 16 and be in your 4th year of this level of commitment to haunted housery. You're supposed to be so distracted by some of those people walking through there that you spend the next 5 to 8 years living in an existential vacuum and thinking everyone's robots and just going like this on a typewriter, doing derivative things, but really just fantasizing about like just asphyxiation. That would be normal, and listening to a lot of INXS, Phil Collins, Jane's Addiction, and Sinead O'Connor like sprinkled in there.
Well, one of the things that we thought, because he starts in May, he starts when school lets out. And so he would always, I would tell him, I said, Tamor, you know what? I want my yard for barbecues. And he would always say, Mom, I'm already behind schedule. While other people are going to pool parties and barbecues, Tamor is working on his haunted maze.
People are living a normal life. I'm working on the haunted house.
When does business start? When does it go up?
I'm always bad with times.
Me too.
Maybe
that's part of the appeal. Is there I know what time it is now? It's Halloween time.
It starts the second Friday of October.
Second Friday of October.
And then Friday, Saturday.
That's catchy. Second Friday of October. Who's gonna forget that?
And then so on.
Okay, all right. So, but there's a website. Is it an easy URL?
Yeah, AmbroseHauntedMaze.com.
AmbroseHauntedMaze.com.
The normal way to
like
spell
it sounds,
all
you
those
jerk.
words.
It's a ghost of literacy over there. Am I right, folks? So scary.
We got some more bookkeeping to take care of. Steve wants us to plug something. Can we do that? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
Steve, you plug it. Come out here, Steve. Come out here. Steve texted me like 10 minutes ago. We gotta plug this thing. You fucking do it.
All right. Well, because we had Michael Cristione on the show in San Francisco. And
the lost episode.
It's a lost episode, and he was plugging an event, and I told him that we would plug it.
Of course. Well, yeah. Michael Cristione does It's friendsforbenefits.org.
That's it.
What's the event that they're doing?
In November, they're doing a Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra event in San Francisco at the JCC. The tickets are on sale at friendsforbenefits.org. They're going to have Janet Varney, who's the voice of Korra, Mindy Sterling, who's Lin Beifong, Dante Bosco, who's Zuko, and John Michael Higgins, who is Varric.
Yeah, man.
And if you go to friendsforbenefits.org, Michael Corcione, it's such a goddamn crime. Pardon my French, Madeline.
Inspiring.
We went to the Bay Area. He has I think it's a relative of ALS, or if it's not, it's complicated, but it's like that. It's that debilitating, and that, but for him, way more congenital. Like Stephen Hawking got to hang out and party in college, and then one day started to find out he had this thing. It's like Michael's wheelchair bound and has this fancy supervillain wheelchair, and it's and he his whole life is doing this foundation, this thing where he's connecting people that affect people with people that with charities that can use that attention to benefit people that need benefits. And he was there at the. I know it's kind of meta. He runs a charity for charities basically, but it's actually well needed. But we did a show in San Francisco, and it was an amazing interview. And
we dragged him all the way out into the woods, and he has this crazy electric wheelchair, and it was a real nightmare to get him there. And then we lost his episode.
Yeah.
It was terrible. We really fucked up. We're sorry, Michael. We're making it right.
We're not making it right, but
we're making it right. It's great. I did a great job. It's a great show. Everybody clap.
But I was just gonna say, so because I wanted to check in this early because I want you guys should come back sometime in October because I want to follow the Howard Hughes journey of this pursuit of haunted house perfection. We're gonna check back in with you guys in October, right? Okay. Before the haunted house goes up.
Yes.
Preferably I'd like to if there's a show before the lights go on. Before, I don't want to talk to you. I'll take anything, but I don't want to. I'd like to not talk to you after it's in full swing. You'll be busy then anyway. I would like to. It would be nice if there's a show right before the big
Absolutely.
That would be nice.
I want you at your highest level of anxiety, where you're I don't have time for this. I'm gonna ask you what's going through your head right now, man. How do you like your haunted house now, man?
And Dan, there's something I want to give you before we end this. Yeah. What time is it?
Oh, it's time to end this. This is a great time for this.
Yeah, we'll go.
Let me go get it.
Did you want to do it on? Okay, all right. It'll be a good ending.
This will be great.
I don't do good endings.
Well, we're about to do a good ending.
I had told Beth I had the gift for her. Somebody had cross-stitched the thing that said it was a quote from the show, the Eucalyptus Tree show. It said, I can't remember the exact quote. To be honest, Beth.
Let's see here. Where
is this a?
We had to remove 4 eucalyptus trees.
Yeah.
They were 4 100-year-old eucalyptus trees, and they were right on the border between Dan's and my house. And we have 4 young little trees there now. And this is a cutting from one of the trees that's growing. And it's a little branch. But I wanted to share it with you, and it's an evergreen. So I just, I thought, the 4 eucalyptus trees, he was going through his divorce at the time. And the trees were kind of
they're symbolic.
An analogy.
Did you know?
Well, don't be rude. Aren't you going to drink some?
So anyway,
some 6 billion-year-old organism has been drinking this already. Did you know Rob Corddry stayed in the Airbnb that's near our place, and he's a fan of the podcast, and he's so therefore a fan of yours. I don't know if you know who Rob Corddry is, but you should be excited.
Actor.
I'm saying you should be excited. You don't have to value that aspect of society at all, but it's cool.
Really?
He's cool and funny and famous, and he was staying at that Airbnb, and he was he was like listening to those episodes, and he was looking at his Wi-Fi, and it said Harmon Wi-Fi because he could see. And then he's like, "Wait a minute!" And then he like looked out the window, and there's like eucalyptus tree stumps, and the one that you were referring to that's in my yard.
Yes.
Anyways, that was exciting.
Yes.
He's on Ballers. HBO's Ballers. There he is. He was on Daily Show. Remember Daily Show?
Well, you know what's funny is on those 4 eucalyptus trees we had stumps that were really, really big because they were big trees. And at one point, like I actually stood on the stump to give you some
brownies or pancakes or something.
Yeah, muffins or something.
Some hot shit.
Yes.
I ate it.
Yes.
It was good.
And then we had the stumps ground, and we were able to plant 4 little young trees.
And within the stumps, or what, I don't sorry.
No, they were able to dig down like 2 feet down below the ground.
So you got little eucalyptus babies coming out.
We had a little baby tree that was probably about this big, and now it's probably about 4 times the size.
I gotta figure. It's like a joke that I don't care about my other tree. I gotta get this well respected arborist's number from you to examine my tree.
Oh, okay.
It's called. My therapist calls it self-care.
Oh, okay.
Like she said, "Why is your right eye red?" And I go, "I stayed up all night playing Minecraft." And she's like, "It sounds like you're not happy." And I said, "No, I love Minecraft." And she said, "But what did you do last night in Minecraft?" I said, "I don't know. I was asleep." She's like, "So you're playing Minecraft in your sleep?" I'll save it for next episode.
Okay.
I'm self-destructing, but very happy. That Cameron and Rhea have their show, and that it's doing well, and that it's good, and that you're finding your passion, and you don't have to. Don't get tricked into it. You know, some kids, it's like, oh, I love trains. I'm 6 years old. Everybody keeps giving me trains, and it's like you're locked into this train thing. Like I always worry about those kids. Like give this kid a turtle. Like just let him, give him an out. Like he's boxed in. Like you're 16, so this could be. We don't know. It could be your big ass like haunted mansion thing where you're like, I've done it. This is it. This is my Burt Reynolds Boogie Nights. This is the one. Let the death of this industry begin, and you move on to something called like hospitality houses, hotels, where when you walk in, you don't get scared to the point where you're willing to pay $1,000 for a bay view.
That's an idea.
He has no idea what you're talking about when you say Burt Reynolds and Boogie Nights.
I do well, good, because a certain amount of clarity makes me a criminal, right? I mean, I'd never said anyone could bring children to the show. All right, all right. Well, so all right.
End the show, Steve. Steve got this.
What? All right, Pat.
Are you good?
What's a rap? What?
You want a rap?
Yeah. Hype man. Let's get a rap.
Oh boy.
And while we cue up the beat, come to Summerfest this Saturday. It'll be great. It's a great party that Meltdown does. It'll be great. Pull up the beat. Let's do it. Thank you. Hype.
Yeah.
Do some hype man, Steve.
Yeah. Hype.
MC Harmon in the house, everybody!
Hype it.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's hyping him.
He's gonna drop a beat.
He's gonna hype.
We good? All right, here we go.
Good.
Let's hand this off to Dan Harmon. Let him do it.
Ham sandwiches. 2 pieces of bread. That's where it is. In between with a piece of cheese. I fucked your mama. All right. Yo. Itsy bitsy spider. This beat is going wider. Yo, I got a water spout. I saw the rain come down and it tried to wash me out. But I rose on up with all 8 of my legs. I said, you ain't gonna do this. I climbed up the pegs and now I'm 4 years old, but the world is mine. I'm gonna rise up just in time to keep the polar ice caps from finishing watering. I fucked your mama. Yo, ABCs. They're so important, just like vitamin C's. And the out times tables. Yo, and syrup is maple, but you should cut back on your sugar intake. And you should learn how to use a rake, because you never know which way the economy goes. You might have to do a TaskRabbit job or 300. Yo. Don't trust the president, no matter who they are. It's never revolution unless you're in a cop car. Yo, if it was legal, they would take it away. There's no such thing as revolution in the common day. If your empire's on top, grab a mop. And a Casper mattress. Lots of comfort in that shit. Mattress to that shit. I got matches. A book of matches and match this. A Casper mattress. A thatch this. A snatch this. I'm pretending to be able to do that. But it's largely alliterative
103
gibberish.
nights.
They got little springs that keep you up at night. No, the keeping you up at night is bad on a mattress.
No. Yeah.
They keep you up off the floor at night, but they keep you in a world of delight in your sleep. You can dream
Promo
better.
code Harmon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, what?
Just promo code Harmon.
Promo code Harmon. H to the ARMON. I'm gonna
$50 off.
She's sleeping, she don't hear it. It'll go into her unconscious and she'll end up a serial killer. But she'll be a female serial killer, and that's still progressive.
Take my wife.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, get girl. Got the G to the I to the IRL. In real life, a woman is swell. She can help you with your haunted house. Thank you, Beth Bootson. Bootson. B to the O to the double O Tootson. And Timmer. Good job scaring people. It's fine. I don't have anything to do. I'll come by. What did we learn?
So much.
Tonight. What did we learn tonight?
$50 off.
What did we learn tonight? 9/11. What did we learn tonight? Take a virus. What did we learn tonight?
CISO trial.
What did we learn tonight?
Originals.
Yo. Creepy crawlies, nightmares, birthday candles, all your hairs falling out as you nibble. Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks to the Bootsons. Thank you to Cameron and Rhea. Thanks to Steve, Zach, the audio maniac, Dustin Marshall, our producer, Chris Borup, and Sarah Hill. Anyone else I forgot? Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. And thanks to Harry Foster for the beat. Drive fast, take chances. Thank you.